Malaysian cops heard about a freakish creature on the loose, and this is what they discovered. Was it a natural-born mutant or the unearthly creation of genetic engineers? Or was it something else entirely? In October 2017, startling images of a bizarre and apparently never-before-seen animal emerged on the internet in Malaysia, prompting police to launch an investigation. In fact, Malaysia is notorious as a hub for wildlife trafficking. Endangered species, exotic pets and illegal animal products frequently pass through the country to other destinations in Asia. In July 2017, for example, officials seized nearly $1 million in ivory tusks and pangolin scales at Kuala Lumpur airport on one single weekend. As well as a booming trade in contraband wildlife, the country suffers from a lack of institutional transparency. There is no Federal Freedom of Information Act in Malaysia, and any document can be classified as an official secret. It was therefore paramount that Malaysian police expose the truth concerning the animal, and make it public. Because according to information circulated on social media, the animal was being held in a secret laboratory at an undisclosed location in the state of Pahang, a region encompassing the heartland of the Malay Peninsula. And disturbingly, its appearance was unlike anything known to science. No larger than a hand, the creature appeared to be some sort of tiny newborn, blind and vulnerable. Its skin was pale and wrinkled with a few wisps of black hair on its head. It had a tail, claws and fangs. However, its face was distinctly human. Its capturing public attention may be partly explained by the legacy of traditional Malay folklore, much of which actually originated in Pahang, an area corresponding to an ancient polity known as the Old Pahang Kingdom. In fact, Malay folklore offers a wealth of stories concerning a wide variety of magical creatures and supernatural beings. Indeed, Malay folklore is so rich and complex that it embodies several different traditions of oral and written storytelling. There are, for example, bardic tales recalling hero journeys and animal fables that serve as morality tales, much like Aesop's fables. There are also ghost stories, epics and fairy tales. Known as Kisah Donjing, Malay fairy tales describe a plethora of weird creatures called orang halus, soft folk or refined folk. They include ogres, mermaids, dwarf-like entities, birds made of fire and water, dragons and giant crabs. But the creature photographed in Pahang was apparently some sort of lycanthrope. Lycanthropy is the ability to transform from a human to an animal. In Malay folklore there are several types of lycanthropic entities. They include Ulartajung Jadian, a human who can transform into a cobra, Lembu Jadian, who can transform into a bull, and Harimau Jadian, who can transform into a tiger, in other words, a wirikat or ritiga. But unlike werewolves of European lore, a Harimau Jadian is not considered a threat unless hungry or driven to revenge. Its power is believed to be inherited, or to come from magical spells. According to myths, the Harimau Jadian only appears at night, and then to protect plantations from wild animals. Of course, feline shapeshifters are not unique to Malay culture. African legends abound with Rillians and Ripanthas. Rajaguars played a central role in the Mesoamerican cultures of ancient Mexico and Central America. And, more broadly, modern psychiatry acknowledges the phenomenon of lycanthropy as a rare and understudied psychological disorder. In fact, according to diagnostic criteria, clinical lycanthropy is said to be a culturally bound manifestation of schizophrenia. Symptoms include hallucinations of turning into an animal, disorganized speech and animal-like behavior and noises. However, the Pahang wirikat was clearly not a hallucination. So what was it? Hypertrichosis, also known as Ambra's syndrome, is a disease traditionally associated with lycanthropy. In fact, its primary symptom is abnormal and excessive hair growth. As such, in the 19th and 20th centuries, freak shows often enlisted sufferers of hypertrichosis. However, the animal supposedly photographed in Malaysia had very little hair. And it also had claws and a tail. Instead, could the creature be a product of genetic engineering? This would certainly explain the claim that it was being held in a lab. Indeed, in 2011, genetic engineers successfully created 3 glow-in-the-dark kittens to research AIDS. And if they can do that, why not also forge a cat-human hybrid? However, the creature was not some sort of man-made abomination either. After images of it went viral on social media, police investigators did some digging. They got to the truth of the matter. And what they discovered put an end to all wild speculation on the internet. Checks revealed the images were downloaded from the internet before it was shared on social media, claiming that the discovery was made in Pahang, said Police Chief Datuk Rosli Abdul Rahman. I hope the public will stop circulating news about the alleged discovery. So then, it was official, the Pahang Wirikat was just fake news. In fact, the creature was just a doll made of silicon, probably sold online. Believe it or not, there is a market for infant lycanthropes. For example, special effects artist Asia Eriksson, who did not make the Pahang Wirikat, creates bespoke werpups, which, according to her website, evoke a range of intense emotions from pure disgust to complete adoration. Intended for adults to collect, she makes her werpups by hand with an emphasis on realism. The artist is committed to giving werewolves a natural and scientific appearance, states Ericsson's company website, as well as a realistic feel that will allow their owners to come as close as possible to holding an actual werewolf baby. Indeed, Ericsson's creations are wonderfully believable, if disturbingly grotesque. When people ask if werpups are real, it's incredibly rewarding, she says. Just to think that, if only for a moment, I somehow made somebody believe in an impossible creature. Meanwhile, who created the Pahang Wirikat hardly matters. It is intriguing enough that a silicon doll of a mythological creature can spark a police investigation. Of course, die-hard conspiracy theorists won't believe them when they say the whole thing is a hoax. And in some sense, who can blame them?